Hey guys, this is your Lucky here. How are you all? Hope you all fine. So long time no talk with each other, right? Yeah, so I just wanted to tell this year has been a venture of twists and turns and ups and downs. And the year is almost going to end. A new year with completely new beginnings is gonna come up soon. And a great way to start that year is with a positive approach. And I just know what you all need for it. Yes, as you can see in the title, it is a reading through The Alchemist. The story talks about a dreamer who is working hard to achieve their goal. This is a book review by my group on The Alchemist. Hope you all enjoy.
A very good morning to one and all present here. To mark the occasion of World Literacy Day, my team and I will be presenting the book The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho de Souza. Now, we all are quite aware that most of us might have read this book, but if not, we have three amazing reasons why you shouldn't wait to have a grab over it. The first reason, most of us consider that we really aren't able to manage our time well, especially being able to read a book with 300 plus pages is quite distracting. This book is only 163 pages in book form and 73 pages in ebook form. If my team and I can finish this book in a day or less, I believe you could do even better. Now, coming on to the second reason. What's more interesting is that the author has penned down each word with simplicity, not complicating the vocabulary. Instead, Paulo Coelho has put in all his efforts into explaining the lesson and philosophical values. Let's just say I tell you to understand love. You definitely can't do that through your cognitive skills. You have to feel it. This is the author's superpower. He can make you feel it through his words. The third and last reason, it's addictive. Yeah, even chocolate is. But you won't be able to put this book down, and my team will guarantee you this. But for that, you have to begin reading it, and by the fifth page, you're lost into the majestic book world. So now we definitely can't proceed without getting a basic storyline structure. So let's play a brief imaginative game. So the protagonist is a boy named Santiago and he loves a woman named Fatima. But for enjoyment purposes, kindly replace yourself as the protagonist. So you love traveling and you're a shepherd in Spain. You're funny because this class is filled with future architects and doctors, but no harm imagining, right? So you're getting a recurring dream that you will find a treasure. You come across a fortune teller and a king who tell you about your destiny. That is to find the treasure in the pyramids, and you literally embark on the journey. Okay, no one would do that, but you're doing it. You travel to Egypt, and to earn money to reach the pyramids in the desert, you work with a crystal merchant. You think of quitting, but you do not, and eventually embark on the journey to the desert. There are tribal wars in the deserts, you take shelter in the oasis, and finally meet the love of your life. And eventually, you meet the alchemist. He guides you through the journey and you reach the pyramid. Finally, you dig for the treasure and a tribal man comes and tells you indirectly that your treasure is in the original location where you lived as a shepherd. Okay, now take a second and realize how big of a fool you have made out of yourself. But definitely not, because this book gives you 100 reasons why it's all worth it.
Now coming to the characters of the book, we have our main character, the boy whose name is Santiago, the king of Salem, the crystal merchant, the Englishman, the alchemist, and finally the love of his life, Fatima. So I'll be doing the character development of Santiago. Santiago is the protagonist of the book. He is a shepherd boy from a small town in Spain. Now coming to his characteristics, he is quite determined, headstrong, and curious to learn all he can about the world, for which he became a shepherd to get the benefit of traveling. Despite his natural adventureness, he is quite conservative and self-satisfied in many ways, until he dreams of a treasure in the Egyptian pyramids that changed his perspective on life. He later meets the king of Salem, who helped him realize his dream and introduces him to the world of power over nature. His teachings also helped Santiago to fulfill his personal legend, which is to find the treasure. Now, during his journey, he becomes more focused on his growing understanding of the mystical force known as the soul of the world. Now, in order to reach his destination, he has to cross the desert. The time he spends in crossing the desert to the pyramids teaches him to pay attention to the world around him, its creations, and also more about human relations. The knowledge he gains from the desert allows him to recognize nature as a single unified whole. His greatest spiritual advancement was after his encounter with the alchemist, who helped Santiago understand himself and read the omens, which finally lead him to the treasure. He ultimately learns to communicate with nature and changes emotionally. He becomes confident in himself and in the soul of the world, which he believes looks out for him and connects all the things.
Now, I'll be talking in brief about few other characters that also share the spotlight. In the beginning of the story, we come across the daughter of a merchant to whom Santiago sells some sheep, and Santiago develops feelings for his daughter. But soon, he is forced to leave her and sets out on a quest to find a treasure in Egypt. Then we have Melchizedek, the king of Salem, who encourages Santiago to pursue his dream of finding the treasure in Egypt. He also gives Santiago two magical stones called Urim and Thummim that represents yes and no respectively, which will later on help to guide Santiago on his journey. The next character we have is the crystal merchant, who also plays an important role in Santiago's journey. The merchant owns a crystal shop and he is a devoutly religious man with a dream to make a pilgrimage to Mecca. Then we will see an Englishman who is an aspiring alchemist. He adventurously joins a caravan in search of an alchemist, and on his way he meets Santiago and introduces him to some important concepts in alchemy. Last but not the least, we have the Alchemist, who is a 200-year-old man residing in the Al-Fayoum oasis. He always carries a scimitar, which is a short sword, the philosopher's stone, and the elixir of life. He also gives great importance to personal legends, which basically means the purpose of one's life.
I'll be taking over now. I'll be talking about a girl named Fatima, and I'll be telling the importance of this young lady in the story. Fatima is the girl that almost distracts Santiago from his dream of reaching the pyramids and his treasure. She's so pretty, and he's so in love with her that he almost decides to just stay at the oasis and take her instead of the treasure. She knows that Santiago will be back for her if it's meant to be, so she urges him to continue his journey while she waits patiently at home for him. Fatima shows Santiago not only that she loves him, but she too understands the language of the desert and follows the omen. Except that she's not looking for the buried treasure, she was looking for her man. And also, the point to be noted is that instead of getting jealous, she tells him that she will be waiting for him because she's a desert woman who is used to waiting. Fatima serves an important purpose in this novel because she shows that real love isn't about being jealous and lets her beloved pursue their personal legend rather than holding them back or being insecure. One of my favorite quotes from this book is, "Love never keeps a man from pursuing his destiny." This quote talks about how strong their love is, no matter what. She tells Santiago she believes he would return. That doesn't mean Fatima is happy about him leaving. Though she tries to hide it from Santiago, she does cry when they say goodbye. So in conclusion, you could say Fatima is a strong desert woman who is defined by her beauty and her willingness to wait for Santiago while he pursues his personal legend.
So I will be giving 5 alternate endings to the story. First, the treasure would actually be in the Egypt, in the pyramids as predicted by the king and the fortune teller. Second, after he finds his most valuable treasure, Fatima, he wouldn't leave her to look for the hidden treasure, since he values her more than his treasure. And after all, the only treasure waiting for him in Egypt was Fatima. Third, since he shares a close bond with his sheep, he wouldn't sell his sheep to go to Egypt, as it would be very selfish of him to give up on his companion, and he would rather continue living as a shepherd, and he would soon marry the merchant's daughter. And in return to the loyalty of the shepherd, the sheep would guide him towards the treasure. Fourth, once he becomes rich after working in the crystal shop, he would return to Spain and marry the merchant's daughter and live happily ever after. Fifth, The tribal man and the boy could have been seeing each other's treasures in their dreams. Since the man had seen the boy's treasure in Spain, the boy could have been seeing the man's treasure in Egypt, and finally, they could find their own treasures.
And I will be telling few values that we'll be learning from this book. The Alchemist is a book which is rich in a lot of values, but I have selected only a few which is inspirational for us. First, it's the possibility of having a dream come true that makes life interesting. You all will be having a dream to achieve something or becoming someone. You may think it's impossible, but no, nothing is impossible. Go for your dreams, follow it. In this story, Santiago is a mere shepherd who gets a recurring dream about his treasure. But then he could have chosen to not follow it and just believe that it's just a dream and not go for it. But then instead he chooses to go for it and he finally becomes successful by finding the treasure. Secondly, remember that wherever your heart is, there you will find your treasure. You have got to find the treasure so that everything you have learned along the way can make sense. Here, the treasure could symbolize the goals and dreams in your life. Without putting your heart, that is, your whole effort, you cannot achieve the goal. It is through hard work and determination that you can achieve your goal. No pain, no gain. And on the way, you can actually, meet many obstacles, but you should never give up. These lessons, these obstacles teach you lessons to overcome such obstacles. So put your heart in everything that you do. And thirdly, there is only one way to learn. It's through action. You may not get all the knowledge just from books. You need to apply all the knowledge in order to achieve our goals. So here in this story, Santiago has a unique ability to predict the different omens in the nature, to predict which is good and which is bad. And he was able to apply it in different contexts in the story and save his own life as well as to find his treasure. And lastly, there is only one thing that makes a dream impossible to achieve. It is the fear of failure. Most of us do not go for pursuing our dreams because we are fearing the failure. But you should never fear failure because failures are the stepping stones to success and they teach you to become more stronger and so that you can become more closer to your goals. So therefore, you need to you should never fear failure, and you should also know that in the same book it says that when you fall 7 times, you learn to get up 8 times. So basically, never fear failures and just go for your dreams. So chase your dreams, everybody. Thank you.
Now, everyone, we're going to do a debate between Santiago and one of our generation student, who is Sam. So me and Gopika will be doing for Santiago, and Lakshmi and Sharvin will be doing for Sam.
Santiago, you gained by risking everything worth far more than you ever had in the first place. You lost something valuable twice, first gold and now money.
Sam, you should step out of your comfort zone and sacrifice for striving to achieve a goal. It may not always be a happy experience.
But Santiago, you're too quick to trust and doubt yourself after being robbed.
No, Sam, trust is essential for human life. It chooses us to be vulnerable and courageous. Moreover, I am a solitary traveler. I need to trust people to move on.
See, Santiago, you lose faith easily. You get disheartened and this briefly stops your progress from realizing your dream.
No, Sam, listen to me. Everyone loses faith at least once when we are in the process of achieving something. But here, the most important thing is that you trust yourself and gradually get back on track.
Oh, Santiago, you have a strong belief in omens. For you, they are guiding objects to your dream. But why is that not everyone experiences this?
Interesting question. But omens played a significant role in my journey. Yes, I strongly believe they're sent by the universe. Omens are always around us, and more importantly, we need to look for them and have faith in the soul of the world.
I have a question to you. What is that one dream you have for which you would do anything to achieve it? For example, I would do anything I can to make my parents happy because their happiness means everything to me. What about you all?
For me, I think it's dance and music because I have a great passion for it. So I would do anything to be more successful in these two fields.
For me, it would be traveling around the world, though I've gone to a few places. and I wish to create some lifetime memories.
I hope your dreams will surely happen.
Now, we would like to thank CBSE, IHS and Mary ma'am for executing this beautiful initiative and providing us this opportunity to read this book. We managed to allot few hours of our day to reading this amazing book filled with adventure and values, which we would not have done in a regular routine. Thank you once again.
Hope you all enjoyed our presentation. Definitely, you people have to read it. It's really an awesome philosophical book. And also with lots of moral values for those who are chasing their dreams by following what your heart desires. Thank you.
So, yep, that was the end of the book review for The Alchemist. So, before I end this video, I really want to thank Sejal, Sharvin, Diya, Gopika, and Aishwarya for putting so much efforts and doing hard work for making this book review successful. I really want to thank CBSE and Mary ma'am for giving us such a wonderful opportunity. I hope you all do give this book a reading. It's really amazing. And I hope you all enjoyed this video as well. So if you like this video, do give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell. So until next time, this is Lucky signing off.